Today, I'm gonna be ranking every single chip I could possibly get my hands on. I went to my local supermarket, walked in the chip aisle, and literally bought every single one I saw. I mean, just look at this spread. Now, I myself am a lover of chips, so I think I have a pretty good grasp on which ones are good and which ones are actual dog shit. And today, we're gonna really put that to the test. So without further ado, let's get into it. Right before we do though, if you enjoy the video, please make sure to subscribe, like, hit the bell notification, do all that good stuff. I would really appreciate it. All right, as you can see, we have it all laid out on this tier list. Every single chip behind me is on here, and we're gonna be trying them all today. Question is, which one do we pick first? I say we go with the classic Lay's. These are probably the most original chip in my mind. They're an OG. With that being said, I'm not a big fan. Last I remember, they're just way too thin and disintegrate in your mouth. It's just not enjoyable. But maybe my taste buds have changed. Sad to say, I'm still correct. One thing I just don't understand is that everyone decides to have these at their pool party, at least when I was a kid, and these are the worst choice for a pool party. Listen, they were there in the beginning, so I can't put them in F tier, but I'm gonna have to put them in D tier. All right, next chip. Let's go with some Tostitos Originals. Now, these are just your everyday tortilla chip. Dip it with salsa, whatever you want, but without some guac on the side, I just don't see myself eating these. Not bad, but if you're gonna make a chip and it has to rely on an outside source to be good, it really can't be that high up. I'll probably put them on C tier, just to be nice. All right, next up, we got Funyuns. Now, not really a chip, but I think they fall into the chip category more than anything else, so we'll give it to them. Funyuns are the one thing I have once a year, and today is that day. From what I remember, these always hit. Did they change the recipe on this or something? They don't taste the same. Is it just me, or did these look way too overbaked? I might have gotten a shitty batch, but I have to rank it on what I try, and it was good, it just wasn't the best. I'm gonna put it right above Tostitos for now. Next, let's go for some classic Fritos. Now for me, when you get one of those packs with all the chips in the box, and this is in there, it's always the last one I choose. I'm gonna be honest, it's never my go-to. They're not that bad. It's funny, these get addicting really quick and they also get really stale really quick. I don't see myself ever going back for Fritos, so once again, I'm just gonna have to put it in C tier, but above the other two for sure. All right, this one right here, I'm just gonna get out of the way. Listen, I bought a pack with a bunch of chips, so I didn't have to buy every single individual chip, and this came in one of them. It's not a chip, it's popcorn. It's okay. Still not a chip though. First F tier. All right, next up, we're gonna go with the Kettle Brand Sea Salt Potato Chip. You don't see many people handing out Kettle Brand chips. And I actually really like Kettle Brand. That's good, man. That is actually really good. It's just a classic sea salt chip at the end of the day, but it's a damn good one. This is like what Lay's wants to be. It's got a good crunch. It's definitely thicker than Lay's. Got a good mouthfeel. I'm definitely sticking that in B tier. I'm not giving any handouts today. Next up is most people's favorite. We're gonna go with the Cheetos. First, we'll try original, then we'll try Flamin' Hot. Now, some people love Cheetos. I'm not really one of them. I'm not saying they're bad, okay? But to idolize these is absolutely insane. But they're definitely better than everything else we've tried so far besides the kettle chips. I'll stick these in a respectful B tier right below the kettle chips. Next, Flamin' Hot. Now, these had a whole ass movie made about them. I didn't watch it. Here's the thing with me, guys. I am not a fan of my chip being extra hot or super spicy or whatever you want to call it. I want to eat chips to enjoy them. And I feel like with a snack, if it's super spicy, it's not as enjoyable as it should be. I don't want to fear my chip. You know what I'm saying? Huh? And for all you saying they're not even that spicy, shut the I find them spicy. With all that being said, I'm gonna have to throw it into D tier, but I'll be respectful and I'll put it above the Lay's. All right, next up. While we're on the Cheetos grind, let me get this one out of the way. This came in one of the packs I got and I'm not too sure what it is. It's called Cheetos Puff. It says it's Cheeto Puffs, but it's not Cheeto Puffs. I know what Cheeto Puffs are. These aren't it. That is solid. I'm gonna be honest, this is better than all the other Cheetos. This might sound crazy, but I'm throwing that in A tier. I really enjoyed these. All right, another one I've never tried are these Hawaiian brand chips. I saw it, so I had to buy it, but it just looks like another regular potato chip, so my expectations aren't way too high. That's almost so crunchy, I'm scared it's gonna cut me. The taste, a little worse than the Kettle Brand ones. The texture, in between the Kettle Brand and the Lay's, it's definitely crunchier than the Lay's, which I like, but it's almost scarily crunchy, which I don't like. I'm thinking of putting these in between the Funyuns and the Fritos. I need to try the Fritos again just to see how they compare. Okay. Okay, I am comfortable putting these in between the Funyuns and the Fritos. Next, I couldn't hang these on the wall, but you know I had to get these. We got Pringles, baby. Now listen, I am a sucker for a good Pringle. You know what they say. Once you pop, you just can't stop. These are so good, man. I love Pringles. There are better flavors, which we will be trying, so I'm gonna have to put it in A tier, but definitely above the white cheddar Cheetos. Sticking on the Pringles grind, we got 2 more flavors to try, and one special one I'll leave till later, so stay tuned for that. Next, let's do cheddar. Now, I never pick cheddar when I go for Pringles. To be honest, I forget it exists most of the time. Let's see how good it is. Okay. The texture, the flavor, the saltiness, it's just elite. These, I'm gonna have to go right below the white cheddar Cheetos. They could be better, but it's a respectable score. We have some absolute bangers coming for S tier though. Next, we got sour cream and onion. Now, these might just be the best Pringles flavor known to man. You could argue it's barbecue, but I think these ones are on top for sure. I remember once I went through an entire full stack of them, like the big things, in about 10 minutes. It was an incredible day. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we might just have to do it. These are gonna be our very first S tier chip item. I know, agree or disagree. I am the chip connoisseur here. I make the rules. These go in S tier, and I'm happy with it. Let's try Lay's sour cream and onion. Now, like I said, Lay's aren't too high in my mind, so maybe this might save them, or maybe it'll just drop it down even more. Sad to say, Lay's did not. Definitely another D tier item from Lay's. Palate cleanse. Next, let's do every baked option I have, and I've got a bunch. First up, baked Lay's. Now, from what I remember, baked Lay's are 10 times better than regular Lay's. It already looks like it's a better texture. That's good, man. Baked Lay's, definitely a couple steps up. I'm gonna throw it in B tier, right above Cheetos. I do think they're better than Cheetos, but then again, I'm not a big Cheetos fan. Speaking of Cheetos, baked Cheetos. I'm gonna be honest, there's no difference between this and regular Cheetos. Let me just make sure. Also, Cheeto fingers, the worst part of eating them. Yeah, the baked Cheetos were maybe 0.1% crunchier than the regular Cheetos. They're gonna go right above it, I guess? I mean, really not much different. No point. Baked barbecue Lay's. I love how when you eat a big chip, you have to do that weird wide mouth thing, so you can get it all in, can't just be me. These, on the other hand, are definitely good. Once again, the same tier as the other baked Lay's, but because they're barbecue flavor, they're gonna go right above the original. Still below kettle chips. Last baked item we have is baked Ruffles. Now, unfortunately, I don't have regular Ruffles, but to be honest, does anyone really eat Ruffles anymore? They're kind of going extinct, are they not? But the baked version is usually better anyways, so I think this will be a good comparison. You know, trying this, I'm kind of realizing that Ruffles used to be a bit goated. Like back in the day, I would fuck up a pack of Ruffles. Not incredible, but I think I would just prefer them over the kettle sea salt chips. So that's where I'm gonna put it. Next up, I have my absolute least favorite chip flavor, and that, my friends, is sea salt and vinegar. Why would you ever choose this as a chip flavor? Why was it ever even invented? I have no clue. They just almost hurt to eat, first of all. Second, it's just it's a weird sour acidicness to it that just, if it ruins the entire chip eating experience. Nope. Kettle brand sea salt and vinegar. This looks dangerous. Yeah, when it gets on your lips and on the side of your cheeks, it almost just stings. You want to know what I think of sea salt and vinegar chips? Both of them going in F tier, no specific order. I just don't fuck with them. All right, next one I've been excited to try. It's these ones right here. We've got Lay's dill pickle chips. Now, you guys know how much I love pickles. Maybe next time I'll do a pickle tier list. But Lay's dill pickle, I've never tried. I've actually seen a few times. Always been hesitant. It actually really tastes like a pickle. The one thing is, it does have that sea salt and vinegar kind of feel to it, so I don't love them, but the pickle taste is pretty good. You can tell it's a kosher dill pickle. These, I'm gonna have to go C tier, right below Funyuns. Better than a classic Tostitos tortilla chip, but I wouldn't snack on these. All right, I say next we move on to some of my favorite chips out there, the Sun Chips. We got Harvest Cheddar, and Garden Salsa. Now, I will say all the other flavors of Sun Chips are really good, but these have to be my 2 favorite, and I already knew that, so I just got these. First up, Harvest Cheddar. In my mind, this is the classic. They do have an original, but this just feels more classic to me. Just marvel at that beauty. Sun Chips are what I wish people would like change with the Lay's in their mind. Harvest Cheddar, definite A tier, right below original Pringles. Next, Garden Salsa. My personal favorite Sun Chip flavor. Yes. It's like you're eating like a nice sunny day, no stresses in the world, just vibes. These are an S tier, and honestly, they're above sour cream and onion Pringles. Holy fuck, are these amazing. I didn't even notice we have one more Kettle Brand barbecue chip here. Let's see if it's any good. Honestly, I think it has like too much black pepper or something because there's just something a little off about the flavor here. It's really good though. I'm gonna put it at the very top of B tier. I think it deserves to be there. All right, we're coming down to the wire. I think it's time to have that Pringles flavor I was talking about earlier in the video. The crazy one, none other than pizza Pringles. Let's talk about this for 1 second. Why are pizza chips such a big thing? Like, a lot of companies have done it, and I never understood it. I don't think pizza should be a flavor. Pizza's its own thing, and pizza's great. As a chip flavor, kind of like the dill pickle, it doesn't make much sense. Just leave it on its own. No pizza flavor so far. These gonna have to go in D tier, honestly. Actually, I'll put it below the Lay's original. There is something I want to talk about real quick, and it has to do with 3 chips. We got Pop Chips. Now, this is like a new wave of chips. I think companies are trying to like lean into the whole healthy chip thing, and the way of doing it is making it like pop and like full of air so people don't feel like gross eating it, because these just aren't as oily as a regular chip. Still probably around the same calories, so it's not that much more healthy. I just don't know how I feel about it, so we're gonna try them. First up, these Simply Vegetable Pops, also made by Lay's.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Surprisingly really good. What do I do with you? I'm gonna put them, honestly, in B tier, right in between the Ruffles and the Sea Salt Kettle Brand chips. Really solid chip. Honestly, like a sleeper chip. Next, we have 2 popcorner flavors. We have kettle corn and we have white cheddar. So this one's more of like a sweet one. The packaging says sweet and salty, and you can kind of tell it doesn't know what it wants to be. I'm gonna put this at the bottom of C tier because it's not horrible, but I'd probably pick it over everything else in D tier. Next, the white cheddar. I don't like that at all. That's gonna have to go at F tier if I'm being honest. I'll put it in front of everything else. Turns out I have one more pop chip to try. It's another Lay's veggie one. Apparently the last one I tried was ranch, which I didn't see. So this is like more the original. It's just sea salt. Not great. Bottom of D tier. Definitely. These were hidden behind me. I actually do have regular Ruffles. The ones I put on the tier list were the regular version, and I have the baked version down here. So I'm gonna switch that around really quickly, and we're gonna give the regular version a shot. I do want to try it compared to the baked one, just to see how it holds up. I'm gonna put them right below the Kettle Brand sea salt chips. All right, we're getting down to the wire. I have 2 Fritos flavors left to try. Let's get them tested. First, we have the Flavor Barbecue Twists. I do like that a lot. Ooh, the honey barbecue on there. That's gotta go somewhere in B tier. I was gonna say after the Kettle Brand barbecue chips, but I think I like it more. These are going in the top of B tier, ladies and gentlemen. Good shit, Fritos. Next, Fritos Chili Cheese. Even just the smell on these is kind of off-putting. I'm not a big fan. I'm putting these at the bottom of D tier. Actually, right before the regular sea salt poppables, because at least they have some flavor to them. So we'll stick it right there. All right, our last and final Lay's and Cheetos flavor. We got Lay's barbecue. That's like the worst barbecue flavor I've had so far. That's going probably right below the pizza Pringles. Now cheddar jalapeno Cheetos. It tastes like a nacho, but like with a Cheeto. I don't really know if I'm a big fan of that. I'll be kind and put it right before the kettle corn popcorners. All right, we're on our last and final chips. One final palate cleanse to end it all off. Let's do this. Now I know what your guys' favorite chips are. Universally loved chips of all time, it's Doritos. First up, classic nacho cheese. Doritos are the one thing that honestly never gets old. Fun fact, they were invented by Disneyland. I'm gonna have to go I'll put them right before the white cheddar Cheetos because they're definitely better, but they're not the best. Next, Cool Ranch. These are good, slightly worse than nacho cheese, just slightly, but I'm definitely picking nacho cheese over Cool Ranch 99% of the time. So I'm gonna put it right under there. But we're on to our last and final chip flavor, the best chip to ever exist in all of humanity, spicy sweet chili Doritos, or what I like to call the purple bag. Now these, my friends, are incredible. These are also probably the most slept on chip out there. Everyone seems to forget about these. Everyone doesn't even know they exist half the time. I will never forget. You know why? Because these are fucking delicious. Bro, fuck yes. Holy shit. I know I said I don't like spicy chips, but these are barely spicy. The sweet chili flavor, so fucking good. Oh my god. Literally nothing compares to how good these are. It goes without saying, these are at the very top of S tier. The best chip out there. Spicy sweet chili Doritos. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the final tier list. Every single chip flavor I could get my hand on, down to this. I'm happy with it. I think it's a solid ass list. I'm happy with it. I don't want to change anything. Just looking around. Boys and girls, that's it. These are the best chip flavors of all time, the worst chip flavors of all time, and everything in between. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I would greatly appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace.